Welcome back to the weekly news. It looks like Tom G is going to talk about H words and poker today. Hey, Tom G, what have you got for us? Hi, Thomas. I'm in Las Vegas, one of the poker capitals of the world. You know I have a love-hate relationship with poker. I love it when I'm winning, and I hate it when I'm losing. I'm taking a break from the tables to offer you a challenge with today's poker-related H words and phrases. If you can identify the meaning of more than half of the dozen words, I'll fill in for you one week on the weekly news. If you can't, then you'll present 1 week's Fun with Vocabulary segment for me. What do you think? I'll take that challenge, Tom G. I think everyone watching should also try the challenge to see if they can beat my score. Before we get to the words, can you remind us what the basics of poker are? Sounds good. Yes, let's quickly review the basics of No Limit Texas Hold'em, the most popular form of poker today. Here's a poker table with the players and a casino dealer in the middle. Games can have anywhere from 2 to 9 players at a given table. In every hand, one of the players has the white dealer button. To the left of the button are the small blind and the big blind. In a lower stakes game, the small blind could be $1 and the big blind $3. The blinds go in the pot at the beginning of a hand. Then, the dealer deals each player 2 cards face down. The first betting round begins with the player to the left of the big blind. Each player can call the last bet, raise to a larger amount, even up to all their chips, or fold their cards. Next, the dealer puts out the flop, which are the first 3 community cards. The players remaining in the hand go through another betting round, starting with the small blind from now on. Then comes the turn card and another betting round. Finally comes the river card and the final betting round. A player can win at any stage of the hand if everyone else folds. Otherwise, the remaining players show down their hands after the river, and the best 5-card hand wins the pot. After that, the dealer button moves 1 position to the left, and another hand begins. Okay, are you ready, Thomas? Thanks for that, Tom G. Yes, let's get started. You bet. Notice, I already have a perfect score of 12 because I've been speaking the poker language for a long time and I know all the answers. Here we go. Our first H word is the phrase hand for hand. Here are your choices. A tournament rule that allows one player to trade his hand with an opponent's hand. A move where a player covers his cards with one hand and then uses the other hand to cover his cards. Or a tournament stage where each table must finish the current hand before all tables move on to the next hand. What's your choice? Well, I don't think A makes sense, and B is pretty silly, so I'll go with C. Okay, and the answer is C. Congratulations, you have 1 point. Our next phrase is heads up. The choices are when players never look down to see what their cards are, when only 2 players remain in a cash game or tournament, a poker tell when players look up at the ceiling while playing a hand. Go ahead, Thomas. I think C, because that can be a tell that the player is bluffing. Let's see. The answer is B. So sorry, Thomas. All right, the next one is heater. Which one of these is it? When a player is on a hot run of making a bunch of strong hands. When a casino is very cold and a player finds a unique way to stay warm. A huge bluff shown by a player to get his opponent into a heated mood. And your answer is? I know a bluff would get me really heated, so I'll say C. And the answer is A. So sorry again. Let's see if you can get the next one, which is hero call. The choices are a call made with the best hand because the player wants to be the hero of the table, or a call made against the bully of the table, whether the call is correct or not. A call made with a marginal hand because the player believes the opponent is bluffing. Go ahead, Thomas. Man, I need to get another point. I'll stick with this being related to bluffing, so I'll go with C. The answer is C. You are correct, and now have 2 points. Our next one is related, and is hero fold. The choices are a fold made with a weak hand because the player wants to heroically save his chips. A fold made with a strong hand because the player believes the opponent has an even stronger hand. A fold made against the bully of the table to keep him thinking he is a hero, to take advantage of that later. Can you get this one? I think so. It has to be B because folding to a better hand makes the folding player a hero. Okay, and the answer is B. Good job, Thomas. You now have 3 points. The next phrase is high card. Your choices are a showdown where 2 players both have a straight, so the one with the highest card wins. A showdown where no player has even 1 pair, so the highest card wins. Or a showdown where 2 players have a flush, so the one with the highest card wins. Go ahead. Well, I'll use logic on this one. A and C sound about the same, and it can't be both, so I'll go with B. I can always count on your logic, Thomas. The answer is B. You're on a roll with 4 points now. Next up is hijack. The choices are position across from a player named Jack, position between the low jack and the big blind, position to the right of the cutoff, and 2 spots to the right of the dealer button. Which position is it? I know A is silly, but I don't know some of the jargon in B and C. I will guess B. The answer is C. No point for you on this one. What this means is that players like to raise from the later positions in a hand. The latest position is the dealer button. Then the one before that is the cutoff. Then the one before that is the hijack. If he raises, then he hijacks the next 2 players and probably keeps them from playing the hand. Okay, next up is hit and run. The choices are when a player leaves a game immediately after a huge win, or when a player punches an opponent and quickly runs away, or when a player hits a miracle card on the river and runs his mouth about his skill. Go ahead. Well, B and C sound a little silly, so I'll go with A. All right, the answer is A. You've got it, and now have 5 points with 4 words to go. By the way, it's really bad poker etiquette to hit and run and not let your opponents feel like they can get some of their money back. Our next phrase is hold cards, and the choices are the 2 cards each player holds face down, or the deck of cards the dealer places into the automatic shuffler inside the table. It's in a hole. Or players' folded cards the dealer buries into the discard pile. Thomas? I'll say A. Let's see. The answer is A. You are correct, and now have 6 points. You can win this challenge with just 1 more point, Thomas. Next up is Hollywood. As a TV guy, you should be able to get this one. The choices are playing a hand that was made famous in a Hollywood movie, or acting designed to induce an opponent into calling or folding, or acting upset or happy at the result of a hand. What do you say? I'm thinking of some of the hands in the movie Rounders, so I'll go with A. Good movie. Okay, the answer is B. Oh no, you need one more point with only 2 more tries left. The next one is hooks. The choices are the nickname for being dealt a pair of jacks, or a tool the dealer uses to grab chips that are out of his reach, or a section of the poker room where players can hang their coats. Go ahead. Okay, I've seen dealers with short arms use something to reach for the chips, so I'll go with B. I don't think so, Thomas. The answer is A. You know, the J on the card looks like a hook, Thomas. Well, it's the moment of truth. Can you win this challenge on the last word? The word is horse. And your choices are a player that has been leading a tournament from the very beginning, or a player that always calls and raises and never slows down, or a player using money from an investor to play a cash game or tournament. What's your answer, Thomas? Great, this is an easy one. I never risk any of my own money playing poker, so it has to be C. Am I right? Let's see. The answer is C. Wow, you did it. Okay, one of these weeks I will fill in for you on the weekly news. Great job, Thomas. If you're watching, were you able to beat Thomas's score? I hope so. Let us know in the comments below how you did. Back to you, Thomas. I love it. Thank you for the new twist on learning new words, Tanji. Before we go, I have a challenge for you, Tanji. If you can use all the words in a story in under 1.5 minutes, I will release you from your obligation of filling in for me. Okay, my producer says you've accepted the challenge. Let's put up the words and let's add a clock. All right, Tanji. Okay, here we go. I'm in Vegas and I've entered a high-stakes poker tournament as a horse for Bill Gates. He said I could keep all the profits if I win. 9 players will make the money and the rest will lose their buy-in. I get on an absolute heater and we get down to the last 10 players. So we start playing hand for hand. I'm in the hijack and I look at my hole cards to see that I was dealt hooks. So I go all in. Another player has pocket 2s and decides to make a hero call. My hand winds up winning, so now I'm at the final table. In another crazy hand, I miss my flush draw, and the other player misses his straight draw, but I win with the high card. In the next hand, I have pocket kings, but I have to make a hero fold when the board has 5 diamonds and neither of my kings is a diamond. Players start dropping like flies, and I make it to heads up against Phil Ivey. In the last hand, I make 2 pair on the river, and Phil goes all in when there is a possible straight available. He Hollywoods like he's got it, but I call his bluff and win the tournament. He's so angry that he challenges me to a rematch, but I decide to just hit and run. Stop the clock. Did I make it? You sure did. You sure did. Congratulations. Thanks, Thomas. That was a lot of fun. I'll see you next week. Take care. Take care. Remember, if you like our content, please go ahead and make the clicks you see below. We'll see you next week.